week 5 of the fantasy baseball season. And here's a few pitchers I look to buy and trade for this week. The first guy, Nestor Cortes of the New York Yankees. So Cortes last season was a huge find for the New York Yankees over the last couple of years. But last year, career year for him, obviously. 12-4 record with a 2.44 ERA. But so far this season, he's off to a slow start. 3-2 record, 33 innings, 35 strikeouts, a 4.91 ERA, a 1.18 whip, and 2 quality starts. So Cortes and this Yankee team, obviously, they're not up to snuff so far this season. And this Yankee offense has been an issue as well. And Cortes, he hasn't really gone out there over the last 2 or 3 outings and done much for fantasy owners. So right now, while Cortes is on the down side of things, this is a perfect time to go out there and get him. Maybe this extra rest will help him because he's out till Monday, his next start, because of strep throat is Cortes. And he has a good matchup coming up versus the Oakland Athletics. If you can get him on your roster before then, I think it's a good thing for fantasy owners. April 20th versus the Angels, 6 innings, got the win. 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks, a quality start. April 25th at the Twins, 5 innings, got the loss. 5 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 6 Ks. And April 30th at Texas, in a game, the Yankees got blown out in 15-2, 4 2/3, got the loss. 5 hits, 7 runs, 4 walks, 7 Ks. So the Yankees off to a slow start. Cortes off to a slow start so far this season. But right now would be the time to go out there and get him, because if he spins a good game versus the Oakland A's and gets confidence from there and pitches a few other games in a row good, it's going to be hard for fantasy owners, obviously, to go out there and get him on a discount. So this week I would buy Cortes. Next guy's Kodai Senga of the New York Mets. So this New York Mets team struggling mightily right now, and starting pitching's been an issue for them. I know reinforcements are on the way. Max Scherzer came back, even though he got bombed in that ball game versus the Detroit Tigers, one of his former teams. But Kodai Senga has been the only healthy Met all season in that rotation, him and Tyler McGill. So on the season for Senga, in his first year so far in the bigs, 26 innings, 3-1 record, 32 strikeouts, a 4.15 ERA, 1.58 whip, and a quality start. So Senga not really going deep into games. He's been a 5-inning pitcher for the most part here for this New York Met team. But he's a guy that's got good stuff. That ghost pitch is a thing that's been tricking batters and hard for hitters to pick up. And right now, he's going to pitch once again, Senga, with a decent matchup versus the Colorado Rockies coming up on May 5th. So the last few games, the numbers have been down after his first couple outings. Senga pitched well April 14th versus Oakland, 4 2/3 in that one. No decision, 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 7 Ks. April 20th at the Giants, 5 innings, got the win. 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 4 Ks in that one. And April 26th versus the Nats, 5 innings, got the loss. 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, 7 Ks. So right now, Senga, the walks have been an issue for him, obviously. When the last few ball games, 3 games for Senga, he's got 12 walks in that time. So that's obviously not a good sign for Kodai Senga that he's walking the ballpark right now. He's not going in deep into games. Pitch count's getting up there because he's a good strikeout pitcher, and the walks, obviously, you're going to go through pitch count pretty quick. So right now, the Mets need some stability in the rotation after Scherzer coming back, not going deep into game. And they've just had guys not go deep into game in general for the Mets here. I think they're going to count on Senga, and hopefully he could turn things around in his next outing. So right now, he's on the down side of things a little bit. He's another pitcher I will go out there and buy low this week. The next guy is Jacob deGrom of the Texas Rangers. So Jacob deGrom right now, he's banged up with an elbow injury, and it just seems like each and every season it's something with deGrom. He throws too hard, or whatever the case may be, but he was off to a good start with his new team, the Texas Rangers. 30 1/3 on the season, 2-0 record, already 45 strikeouts in only 30 1/3, 2.67 ERA, 0.76 whip, and 3 quality starts. So Jacob deGrom, injuries have always been a concern for him the last 3 or 4 seasons, but when he pitches, he's still one of the best pitchers in all Major League Baseball. And you know that the deGrom owner is definitely frustrated right now with another injury and no timetable for Jacob deGrom's return, even though he did play catch. Is Jacob deGrom the last couple days here. So the last few games here for deGrom, April 17th at the Royals, 4 innings in that one, no decision. He did leave that game as well with a wrist issue, a walk and 5 Ks. Then April 23rd versus Oakland, he pitched a gem. 6 innings, got the win, 3 hits, a run, 11 strikeouts, and a quality start. and April 28th versus the Yankees 3 2/3 before he left the game with the elbow. A hit, a walk, 2K. So right now, deGrom, yes, this elbow could be concerning, no doubt about it. But that he's obviously out there throwing already could be a good sign. And the deGrom owner, he definitely could be disgruntled and not happy with another injury for deGrom. So right now, while he's on the IL and there's no timetable for his return, if you want to take a little risk for deGrom, this would be the time to do it, because obviously you're not going to have to pay the premium for him. And if the deGrom owner is asking for the premium for him, that's obviously not going to be something that owners are going to go for. So right now, some deGrom owners might take a decent offer and not ask for much just to get him off their roster if they think he's not going to come back anytime soon. So right now, low risk, high reward type of buy move for deGrom. And hey, if he don't come back, we shouldn't give up full price to get him. So deGrom is a pitcher I would buy this week, but cautiously. Sure, I look to buy is Reid Detmers of the Los Angeles Angels. Detmers is one of the former top prospects in the Angels system. On the season here for Detmers, 26 innings, 0-2 record, 31 Ks, 4.85 ERA, a 1.38 whip, and a quality start. So last season, he was a pretty decent starter for fantasy. Nothing eye-popping, but a solid pitcher who could go out there, give you some innings, and a respectable ERA, 7-6 last season, 129 innings, 122 Ks, a 3.77 ERA, 1.21 whip, and a 7 quality starts. In the last few weeks, the numbers have been even worse here for Detmers. 10 innings, 0-1 record, 12 Ks, 5.40 ERA, a 1.50 whip in the time. So Detmers, he actually been dropped in 10% of fantasy leagues, but still owned in 50% of leagues is Detmers. So the last few outings here for Detmers, April 16th at the Red Sox, 6 1/3, got the loss. 6 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 7 Ks, a quality start. April 23rd versus the Royals, 5 2/3, no decision. 7 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 6 Ks in that one. And April 29th at the Brewers, 4 1/3, got the loss. 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 6 Ks. So Detmers right now not going deep into ball games, really. 5-inning pitcher, he's been for the most part this season. Besides the one outing April 16th at Boston, 6 1/3. So right now his next outing is May 6th versus a pretty solid Texas Ranger offense. But Detmers right now, like I said, you don't really have to give up much for him. One of your final hitters on your bench, or even a closer, I think you could trade in a deal. So right now, while Detmers, his numbers haven't been good so far this season, but a guy with major upside, especially last season, he did throw a no-hitter. We know he's got good stuff, but he just has to get it together. So right now, I think he's an easy trade target and a pitcher to buy low this week. And the fifth and final pitcher I look to buy low and trade for is Brandon Woodruff of the Milwaukee Brewers. So Woodruff right now, end of June return, he's targeting. It's 2 months away here for fantasy owners to go out there and get Woodruff. And Woodruff, we know, is an ace. We know he's been a solid fantasy pitcher the last few seasons. And so far, he only pitched minimum on the year. 11 1/3, 1-0 record, 12 Ks, 0.79 ERA, 0.88 whip, and a quality start. And last season, another great year was for him. 13-4, 153 1/3, 3.05 ERA, a 1.07 whip, and 15 quality starts. So right now, well, Woodruff's out with the shoulder injury to end of June. This is a perfect time to buy him low, because now with the news coming out, some fantasy owners, especially if they're down there in the standings, they might want to just unload Woodruff and try to get something that's, or anything right now in a deal. A guy who's playing and a guy who's healthy. So right now, if you got a decent spot right now in your league in the standings, and you could wait till the end of June to get Woodruff, this is a perfect time to get him, because you're not going to have to give up much to get him. For a pitcher to miss 2 months, even though he's an ace type of level pitcher in fantasy baseball, he's a perfect buy low candidate for owners if they could want to wait to June for him to return. So that's a few pitchers I look to buy and trade for in week 5 of the fantasy baseball season.